This video is sponsored, I think. Not entirely sure if that qualifies, but we did get in touch with a performance company, and I just wanted to share in this video what we've been doing. Let's get this thing open. Okay. There it is. And of course, I'd like to say thank you to Krona Performance for sending me this stuff, the downpipe, and for putting your catback exhaust system on my car. So I'm going to try and do a pretty detailed review of the system and sound clips, so you guys, know what you're buying. See if it has the sound that you're looking for and or the performance you're looking for. But I can tell you right now, it's pretty light. All right. So right off the bat, I want to mention something that I didn't really know or maybe notice with different manufacturers of the downpipes. What Krona does, okay, so you have your OEM downpipe, okay, and then you have after that a flex pipe. It's pretty restrictive there, where the downpipe meets the flex pipe, and what I thought they usually do is they would make the downpipe built to bolt up directly to that OEM flex pipe. But Krona went a different route. I'm explaining this now so you can understand why there's two pieces to a downpipe. Okay. Okay, here we are. So going off memory, I am pretty sure that the downpipe generally ends right here, and then it has a weird end flange, something weird like this. It's not just like a bolt-on, kind of like a cone to it. I'm pretty sure it generally ends right here, and it's really downsized, and it can become restricted. And then you bolt to the OEM flex pipe. Point being, this was Krona's solution, I believe. They just kept it one consistent long piece, and then they gave you a screw that flex pipe solid piece that bolts together like that. So once this is bolted together, this end should be bolting to your catback exhaust, but it will also bolt to their catback exhaust system as well. They try to make it convenient for you so you don't have to go to an exhaust shop. The flange looks good, the welds look good, very clean. I'm curious to what this little note is this side up. I think it's because this actually sits at a slight angle and they want it to be at the correct angle. Right off the bat, I noticed something that could become a problem to a consumer. Krona, take note that you have two spots for an O2 sensor, including one where the catalytic converter O2 sensor should go. So you have a total of 3, meaning, which I guess it's good for someone who has a wideband, right, and they want to install that. So that makes sense. But the problem I see coming up is, wait, before I say what I'm going to say, let me check something. Nope. No. So the main problem I see is for a general consumer, they're going to put their first O2 sensor here, their secondary O2 sensor here. What are they going to do with this third hole? It's not like we have caps laying around to fill the hole. So if they decide to bolt it on without thinking, or just don't care enough to find a solution, you're gonna have an exhaust leak. Now, I'm not entirely knocking Krona. Krona is a really good company. I guess what I'm getting at is, for a general consumer, I don't think they're gonna be readily prepared to have a cap for one of these. My suggestion, my observation, I think maybe something like that, a cap or a bolt that can thread into this, should be provided with the downpipe kit, just so you may not get that one pissed off customer that's saying, hey, what am I supposed to do about this? Or just making it inconvenient, possibly inconvenient for the customer or consumer to have to go to the store and find something to work. I know this is a cheap thing that could be not fixed, but I guess included with the kit, and just save a lot of convenience for a customer or consumer who was not prepared to have to deal with that. So for the sake of Krona and the potential consumers, I'm gonna go ahead and install this right now and see how it looks. Okay, so I've got the car up, and if you guys watched my older video where I got a downpipe at a discounted price because the back flange got destroyed. So this is it repaired. I'm a little confused at how I gotta angle the camera. Okay, so here's my downpipe. You got the flex part, and then you got, which is supposed to be a catalytic converter. There's nothing in there. And here's where I had to repair and route to here, which is the OEM style clamp. And then you got your flex pipe. Okay, I got it angled like this, so hopefully I can show you what Krona's doing. So downpipe is to here on the flange. Now, you can't really see it. Okay, so the diameter here is drastically different than it is right here. So it was like reduced, and then you got the weird flanged, because the downpipe was originally designed to bolt up to your OEM exhaust, including your OEM flex pipe, which makes sense, you know, because what you ordered is a downpipe, not a downpipe and an aftermarket flex pipe. But what Krona's doing is they gave you two pieces to eliminate that flex pipe. So here's your new downpipe, and it would line up to end, yeah, somewhere down here, just past, let's see how it's gonna, yeah, it would be past the flange. It would probably end about right here, like inches, like 2 or 3 inches away, I think, from the actual flex piece. So this is Krona's solution. Yeah, just to get rid of this entire flex piece and just have this one solid piece all the way to the actual cat back exhaust after the flex pipe. Another thing I wanted to mention before I took mine off is that I also like why Krona did this, giving you a piece to replace this, because it eliminates these style clamps. Now this is just what the OEM style is for the Saab, but these things never seal, and you can see all this. It's not really shadow, it's black. It's from exhaust escaping through the flange. I have tightened this down as hard as I could, and this thing still didn't seal, this style. So I guess if you can avoid this, go ahead and change it out. But as far as for the manufacturer of downpipes, they make this in on purpose so it will fit to your OEM exhaust, which that makes sense too, because if that's all you want, that's all you want. You shouldn't have to go to an exhaust shop to change the end of the flange of a new piece item that you bought, and also change the flange on your other end to seal it better. It would just make sense to do this. But Krona has a solution for the whole thing. Of course, they won't eliminate the very back one, which you need, but let's take a look at Krona's solution. Alright, what we have now is a side-by-side comparison. I'm not going to say what 3-inch downpipe I have, because I'm not trying to throw anyone under the bus, and this was not their fault, and I cannot hold them accountable for anything else that might be wrong with it, based on if you were to get it brand new. I'm just comparing a general observation of the difference that Krona is to its competitors. So I'm sure this had the same finish as this at one point, but so something I noticed. I try to match it up as evenly as I could based on the O2 sensor location and the hangers. So those look about in the same place, so that's where I'm positioning them. So, you know, very, very comparable as far as the big main part, except, you know, you get two options here. Mostly, I would say for a wideband O2 sensor, but if you don't plan on using one, you'll want a cap to close one of them off. Let's see. So right here, this piece is fatter. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be. It probably is. You got less of a flex thing here, and it's also slimmer, as this one's more bulged out. And I think that affects the position of where this sits, because the hangers, because these hangers are lower than this one. This one's like in the middle of this pipe section, and this one, it's like on the bottom. So I'll be sure of that when I put it on. Make sure this pipe's not being pulled too far up into the car because of that. Now, again, ignore all this garbage looking thing. It's pretty accurate and close to how it would have been. But I'm looking at based on where Krona decided to keep going. So they decided to just not make that kink part your problem. Push it until it goes straight. And then they provide you with the slip-on. Grab that. They provide you with the slip-on piece for that. So since we're going to put this on, that means I can take off the flex pipe. So let's go ahead and do that next. Okay, here we go. So we got the downpipe with the flex pipe piece. So instead of dealing with this going to reduce size into a crappy flange, OEM style, to another flex pipe, and then this flange can't really help. You have to keep. But instead of all that other stuff, you get a consistent size all the way down, smooth, no problems bolting up over here like this. You would just fasten this down, where it's a smooth, clean pipe, and then it gets reduced right here, which you cannot avoid because of this style clamp that has to go on, and this style clamp bolts to your factory catback exhaust. But if you upgrade to Krona's catback exhaust system, you can see that they have the necessary connection for their flex pipe solution piece. So I'm going to go ahead and throw in the Krona downpipe system with their catback exhaust system. Let's see what we get. Okay, so here's what it looks like from the top. Nothing to go into that secondary hole. If I start it up, I'm going to try and put something in there to at least block out the exhaust leak. But here's a view from the top, and here's the view from the bottom. And I did check the O2 sensor hole is where it needs to be. So here's the exhaust. We've got Krona's downpipe, flex pipe delete, to the one dumb OEM style flange, which is a necessity, to the rest of Krona's catback exhaust system. So what I did is I did multiple exhaust clips. I did one with the OEM exhaust. I did another one with just the catback system from Krona installed with the OEM downpipe and flex pipe. And I did another one with a 3-inch downpipe, no catalytic converter, straight to their catback system. Basically what you're seeing here. I did a sound clip of that. So that's what I'm going to have on screen here, so let's have a listen. So, recently there was a new law passed in California for exhaust noise. I'm not going to get into it because it doesn't apply to a lot of people. But for those who do have a question about that in regards to this exhaust system, I did some recordings to try and shed some light on that. So here's one outside, 25 feet away from the vehicle, revving the engine up. Here's a recording 20 inches away from the exhaust itself inside a warehouse where you shouldn't do that because sound can echo off the walls and amplify the noise, giving you a false reading. But I did it anyway, and you're supposed to be somewhere consecutively between 3,000 and 5,000 RPM, so here's the reading on that. And what I'm going to call the red flag zone is over 95. As you can see, the readings on the app, it never reaches up to 95 or past it. Now, I want to say this is more of a general measurement of sound. I'm not going to hold the app absolutely accurate. Again, I think this is just more of a generalization. So what I'm going to say is this exhaust system appears to be in good standing with not being too loud. And also you still had the leak coming out of that extra port from the downpipe that was not being used. I mean, I plugged it as best as I could, but so anyway, there could have been more potential leaks causing more noise than there normally would be with everything really fastened down. But again, I think this is a good generalization of how loud the exhaust is, and that it is most likely safe as far as how loud it can be. And again, you got to keep in mind that there's no catalytic converter, there is no resonator, and it still didn't reach the 95 marker. So imagine if you actually had those other things too, it should even be quieter. Once again, I would like to thank Krona Performance for getting in touch with me and helping create this amazing new product. If you are interested in this exhaust system, or maybe you are looking for what is available for your Saab, you can simply go to kronaperformance.com, click Saab, and choose your vehicle. Link in the description. And as always, to the viewers, thanks for watching.